President Joe Biden's chief medical advisor, Dr. Anthony Fauci, said on ABC's This Week that he does not expect the United States to return to lockdowns despite the growing risks of COVID-19 infections posed by the Delta variant.
I don't see that at all happening.
Fauci's comments on Sunday follow a recent interview with Reuters, during which the director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases said he did not see there being a nationwide vaccine mandate either, but hopes that full FDA approval for COVID-19 vaccines would come this month and spur more Americans to get shots to slow a rising infection rate.
It's going up. How far up it goes is going to depend on how we as a society address it. The more people get vaccinated, the less likely it's going to go up even more.
Although Fauci did not think the U.S. will need to shut down again as it did last year, he warned on ABC that, quote, things are going to get worse as the Delta variant continues to spread. According to a Reuters analysis, the average number of new U.S. cases reported each day has nearly doubled in the past 10 days. The number of hospitalized patients in many states is surging. Florida has one of the worst outbreaks in the nation based on new cases per capita, and reported more than 110,000 new cases in the past week, a 50% increase from the week prior.
Getting lifted and more people are getting vaccinated, we started noticing a lot more. So we opened like right in phase one of the pandemic. We weren't really sure when it was all going to be over. So we were pleasantly surprised when around the 1 year mark of us being open is when the mask mandate started being lifted. During that 1 year, we were definitely to go heavy. And then once it started getting lifted and more people were getting vaccinated, we started noticing a lot more indoor dining traffic, which was really nice because we experienced that for the first time. Obviously, the CDC and Mayor Bowser are doing it for the public good. From a personal standpoint, I think that I'm really hoping that it's not going to negatively affect the business because we did notice a huge difference on how the mask mandate being lifted and a lot more people getting vaccinated had a positive effect on business.
The pandemic has pretty much cut our business in more than half and caused us to close the hub for about 6 months over the winter. Currently, no restrictions. We're operating at as full a capacity as we can. With the mask mandate, we're just going to require that guests, when coming into the building, wear their masks until they're seated at their table. It just creates another barrier for folks coming out. Those that were hesitant already weren't going to come and dine indoors. But I think you'll see a small group of people that are like, it's just not worth it. So unfortunately, I think what was sort of this nice, steady climb is going to get delayed. We've been keeping our eyes on the science and what's happening. But fortunately, here at the Foundry Zone, our staff is fully vaccinated, so that's at least some comfort in terms of keeping people safe, and everybody is always allowed to wear a mask.
I think in order to combat any negative aspects that the mask mandate might have on our business, we are continuing to obviously enforce the mask mandate in our restaurants, as well as increase all outdoor dining and get on board to go platforms for DoorDash, and we are diligently working on creating a rooftop bar as well, so we can amplify our outdoor seating and ensure the safety of all.
Good evening, and thanks for joining us tonight. America's COVID recovery has hit a dangerous roadblock. Today, Dr. Anthony Fauci warned this latest surge, driven by the Delta variant, will get worse. Infections are spiking across the country. Hospitalizations and deaths are also rising. More shots are going into arms, but only about half of us are fully vaccinated. CBS's Lilia Luciano is in West Hollywood with the latest.
Thank you, Jerica. Now LA County has 45% higher hospitalizations in just 1 week. And there are more than 1,000 vaccination sites in the hopes that more people will get their shots and finally stop the spread.
Tonight, there's no end in sight for the COVID summer surge. Cases are climbing. That's not enough to stop this party. In Chicago, hundreds of thousands packed Lollapalooza, the 4-day music festival. Most showed proof of vaccination.
We're Pfizer fairies, fully vaccinated.
And the rest a negative COVID test. But there's concern breakthrough cases could trigger outbreaks.
I feel very good about what we've done. Obviously, we'll know a little bit more in a week.
Nationwide, COVID hospitalizations almost doubled in the last week. The vast majority of those patients are unvaccinated. Virus hotspots, including Florida and Hawaii, are facing record-breaking infection levels. But how their governors are reacting is dramatically different.
There will be no restrictions and no mandates in the state of Florida.
If we can't stop the increases, yes, I will have to reenact restrictions.
Medical experts say vaccines are the best weapon to fight the pandemic, but only half of Americans are fully vaccinated, now lagging behind Canada, which had a slow start.
Until the rest of the world understands that they have to be vaccinated, we're not going to get on top of this pandemic.
And today's New York Times reports that more than 1 million doses have gone to waste due to spoilage and dwindling demand.
You have a very difficult situation, a pool of unvaccinated people and a virus that spreads very efficiently.
To slow down new infections, more restaurants here in LA are requiring proof of vaccination or a negative COVID test. Others are offering outdoor dining only. Jerica?
Lilia Luciano in West Hollywood, thank you.